Here we go again. Today is a special day because our films celebrate those special people we know as mad scientists. And that's important because this is Mad Scot Movies, where we keep bad movies playing all the time, and they're driving me mad, keeping me up all day and night. I'm Mad Dr. Angus MacAbre, and the movies are so terrible, they're making me mad too. Just watching them. Today is no exception. This time the movie was the first ever to be considered the worst movie ever. A real pioneer in the field. It's called Maniac, and boy lads, is it ever bad. The filmmakers pretended to be making a documentary on mental illness to hide their tawdry intentions. Seems to me maybe a sign of a wee little bit of mental illness itself. Their filmmaking style was basically stealing everything they could from Edgar Allan Poe and then throwing in a little bit of Hugh Hefner to boot. Now, the only good thing about this film is it's extremely short. So, just so you fey little roasters don't feel cheated, we're running a cartoon for you as well. And guess what? It's about a mad doctor too. It's a Mickey Mouse cartoon. And let's just say it's not one of Disney's best. In fact, it's hard to believe this one didn't haunt them for some time. You'll be getting it in a minute. Well, you might think if I was going to celebrate fellow mad doctors, I might have something better to offer. Well, I don't. So make the best of it. Besides, I'm mad. I'm so crazy, I probably think these films are great. Yeah, that's it. I'm so mad, it's good. Oh, nobody's buying it. Not even Igor. Roll it, you black-hearted son of a bitch. I don't mean to cast aspersions here, but that was my high school science project. Not exactly advanced mad science. I can tell you too, it won't work. You got to use a cat, so you'll end up with a cat bird. It was a dream, eh? What a relief. Mickey didn't exactly have a lot of snappy lines in that tune either, did he? Yelling Pluto for 6 minutes straight ain't exactly gonna win you an Oscar for screenwriting. Mickey Mouse cartoon on more ways than one. Well, now it's time for our feature presentation. I know you can't wait. The biggest star in this booger is Julie Brown's grandma. It has no plot, no art, and no reason for being. Which is why we're running it new. You might want to hold your nose. I hope you got all that memorized. There'll be a quiz in the morning. In a nutshell, all we have to fear is fear itself. I wonder if they made that up themselves. Well, if you're going to make any sense of the film, you're going to have to make yourselves familiar with the premise, which the filmmakers will keep telling you about as they go their merry way. And just keep telling yourselves, it's a documentary. A breakthrough! They invented the game show buzzer!
Tonight, my dear Maxwell, I'm ready to try my experiment on a human.
Yes?
In the morgue, there is a lethal gassed suicide. An ideal specimen.
Have you made arrangements?
No. You know I do not work under prying eyes.
Note to self. All mad doctors should acquire an utterly outrageous accent. Hoot, man!
You will find a way for me to work without detection. It is your chance to show me your gratitude for my generosity and protection.
I will never forget what you have done for me, and will do anything to help you. But the morgue, dead people. Suppose we should be caught.
How many times have you told me of your impersonations? That you never had a chance? Maybe your art will serve you after all. You have seen the coroner? Why not impersonate him?
No.
That's it!
No.
Impersonate him! The time has come when you can repay me for what I have done.
It's horrible, I tell you. Working on the dead. Trying to bring back life. It's not natural. You with your weird ideas. Haven't I stayed here and nursed dying dogs? Yeah. And even that miserable cat?
Now, see? These guys have got the right idea. I told you, cats is what you want for your mad experimenting. Let's watch.
And for what? For a measly roof and food. Because you took me in. When I was down and out.
Once a ham, always a ham. You, an actor? But don't forget, my dear Maxwell, the police would be very glad to find you.
I didn't mean I wouldn't.
Of course not. In time, you may become a great man.
These guys thought they'd escape the rat race.
This is the one. Here.
File number 26941. Maria Altura, 24, suicide. Carbon monoxide gas, not claimed.
Perfect. But we'll have to work fast. My gosh. Them stiffs is getting heavier and more of them every day.
Between the gangsters and the auto drivers, we don't need another war to carry off the population.
You didn't even mention suicides. They even got the coroner working overtime. Say, did you see the beaut that come in today?
Did I?
She's the one that has the coroner doing the night work.
What? Special autopsy?
Must be. I wonder who that old Santa Claus is.
What was that? That's what I thought. Frick and Frack there need to work on their acts. Inject a little English into it, maybe.
I must get her out of here. She must have oxygen. Unlock the side door and back up the cart. But watch out for the guard. And as soon as he's out of the way, we'll take her out of here.
You say the corpse of the young woman has been stolen.
Yes, and it sure has me puzzled. Why, Mike thought I took it.
I'd have swore it was the coroner himself.
There must have been a very strong resemblance.
Yeah, he was a dead image of him. And talked like him, too.
Oh, you talked to him.
No, he was talking to some other old fellow there that looked like Santa Claus, as I said to Jake. He had whiskers and bushy hair, and his eyes was wild, and it must have been some other two fellas.
Could you positively identify if you saw the party?
I wouldn't swear to anything now after being so sure to the coroner.
You know, Mike's description is very much like your friend Meyer Schultz. Tell me, have you seen him of late?
Why, Dr. Meyer Schultz is really a great research scientist. Why, he has formulated some amazing methods for preserving gland extracts in the most potent state. He's no body snatcher.
Well, doctors and scientists often have some queer things in their mind. Anyway, I'll look into it.
Go easy, Jones. I wouldn't like to offend the doctor.
Don't worry. I'll do nothing to embarrass you.
Thank you.
Captain, what do I do about this?
Collins, see if you have anything there on Don Maxwell. Last heard from in this city. Impersonations, vaudeville. Yeah.
Okay, Cap. Let's see what we got in our files on Don Maxwell.
With 24 hours complete rest, she will recover.
Think of it. Life, like in a body that sought oblivion. It's uncanny. The possibilities terrify me.
But not one word out. This is but a step. Cases like this has the element of doubt. What I want is a victim with a shattered heart. Yes, a heart that I can replace with this beating thing I have forced life back into.
What utter madness. He's just overflowing with evil intent, ain't he? He should have a heart.
You will get me such a victim, Maxwell. It will be my supreme accomplishment.
Not from the morgue. They'll get the species.
I don't care where you get it. From the morgue, from the streets, the undertaker. Get one! The end will justify the means.
The undertaker, around the corner. That gangster shot today. Just the thing.
Where is it? I couldn't get it.
Coward! Oh, you fool! You have failed me in the greatest moment of my life! Ah!
Huh? Eraserhead.
I have it. You know my powers. You have worked with me. You have faith in me. Here, take this. Take it and take your life and I will give it back to you. My living heart shall beat in your body, and will live again. Only think of it.
Now that was a nicely planned shot. Notice how the back wall was the point of focus. Perhaps the director thought that the audience would think that the Stillen vessel was doing the talking. I wonder what kind of booze he was making.
You will live! You will live! Live!
Here's the first lesson of the movie. Note how many of the folks involved in this film suffered from dementia praecox. The producers showed serious defects of judgment. The director apparently suffered from having some fantastic ideas about his ability. And the actors all must have been forced into the stink burger. Let's watch. And remember, it's a documentary.
Murder. Murder. And of my benefactor. Horrible. You have so much to give the world.
But has he? Why should the unconscious peace of the dead be disturbed? Isn't the spark that moves the maggot the self-same spark that moves the man? Preserving that spark in the individual is not important. What we do with the spark while we have it is important. In Meyer Schultz, the spark is gone. In Maxwell, it lives.
What a great special effect! That technique is known as Diablo exposure.
This may come in handy, but nothing to bring him back. I'd better hide him.
Dr. Meyer-Schultz, please.
Why, he isn't here.
How terrible. It's so very urgent. Will you tell him that Mr. Buckley is having positively alarming hallucinations? Why, he thinks he's the orangutan murderer in Poe's Murder of the Rue Morgue. Tell the doctor I must have some definite help. I'll go get him and bring him in.
No, don't do that.
Meyer Schultz would be missed. Maxwell never would. Gleam.
Not only do I look like Meyer Schultz, I am Meyer Schultz. I will be a great man.
You would think paralysis would be a bigger problem for the criminal than for the criminologist.
I'll give him a shot to relieve the nerve tension. May help him. We'll try that first. Take off your coat.
Super adrenaline. No, not that. Water. That will do no harm. And I will be rid of them.
And now, you will feel better.
Slipping.
Doctor, he seems to be getting worse instead of better.
Oh. Stealing through my body.
creeping through my veins, pouring in my blood. Oh, darts of fire in my brain, stabbing me. Agony! I can't stand this torture, this torment. I can't stand it. I won't. I won't. I won't.
He's having an episode. You don't have to be Dwight Fry to see that he's bucking for the twisted lab henchman role, just now available.
What was in that hypo? Doctor, what have you done? This looks like murder.
No. Not murder. My assistant shot himself.
Shot himself? When? Why, I only saw him an hour ago. Why didn't you call the police?
No, not the police. I wanted to bring him back to life. I wanted to experiment on him. In fact, I must. I can restore him.
You shot your assistant just to experiment on him? Dr. I have often heard of your uncanny experiments, but this tops them all. But I think we speak the same language. Am I right?
Oh, English, I suppose, or something close to it. With that accent, he could be speaking Mandarin Chinese. Of course, they're probably funding his experiments.
Well, I just don't get what you mean, same language.
We have a common interest. When you bring your assistant back to life, his mind will do as you direct. You can do the same to Buckley. Then he will do as I direct.
Buckley saw that body. The police. If they should come, I must bring him back. I'll find that formula.
Kitty, kitty. Kitty, 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 kitty.
Oh, howdy, Doc. Say, a couple of my cats got away. You seen them anywhere?
Of course not. What would I want with your cats?
Oh, well, I didn't know. I thought maybe, you might use them for, well, some experiments or something.
Me, cats? Never. Oh, that is, I think too much of Satan to use cats for experiments.
Oh, well, that's what I thought, you know, and... Well, no harm meant, Doc. Well, so long.
So, his mad lab is in a duplex. Now, I gotta admit, I never thought of that. I suppose it's conveniently close to the mall, what with the mad scientist supply store there and all. Spencer's Gifts.
What am I going to do?
The police will be here any minute.
I must dispose of the body.
I'll hide it. I'll burn it.
No, I can't do that.
The basement. Satan. The gleam. You wretch. Stand between me and salvation, will you?
Why? It's not unlike an oyster.
Or a grape. But the gleam is gone.
That was not only the most horrific part of the movie, it's also the best performance. Muffy there was one of the legendary stunt cats in Hollywood at the time. She always got it right on the first take, and she was completely convincing. Here's one of Muffy's tricks. Here, daughter, show that eyeball again. Not much of a cat eye, is it? Nice round pupil. Muffy gouged out the eye of a dancer in the film version of Cats. Well, she threw it about as a joke. It ended up on the floor here, but at a party, you were just as likely to find it in your gin and tonic. That Muffy, she could mix a heck of a cat-a-tonic. This card was put in as a service to the audience, so they'd know where they were getting all those weird feelings. Remember, it's a documentary.
Do you know Dr. Schultz and his assistant, Don Maxwell?
Sure. They're sort of queer, I'd say. There's lots of queer goings on up there. Why, they even brought a dead dog back to life once.
Well, that sounds very remarkable to me.
It may be, but to my notion, those that monkeys with what they got no business to gets queer sooner or later.
Maybe you're right.
I know I am. Why, I even heard a shot up there last night.
Why didn't you notify the police?
That's their business, not mine.
I understand from your neighbors that your cats are making noise at night. Dr. Schultz has complained.
Yeah, but he's been stealing my cats for his experiments. I know. I've been spying on him.
How many cats have you? What's the matter, rats?
Oh, thousands of them. Right here in my backyard.
Thousands?
Yeah, I got 1,000 cats, too. Want to see them?
What's the idea? You sell them?
No. It's my own idea. I'm in the business. Fur business.
Oh, I see. Cats fur.
You'll get it quick.
Where do the rats come in?
You ain't as quick as I thought. Look. You see, I figured out that rats breed faster than cats. And cat skins makes good fur. Cats eat rats. And rats eat raw meat. That is, they eat the carcasses of the cats. So, the rats eat the cats eat the rats, and I get the skin.
That reminds me of a thoroughly inappropriate joke. Usually when I break in like this, it's to share some funny, or at least mildly interesting, observation on the movie. So, it's kind of a broken promise then not to share the joke with you now. But, on the other hand, the movie promised fantastic chills and thrills, and that ain't exactly panning out either, is it? So, the punchline of the joke is, what, and give up show business?
Well, rats eating cats? Well, that is news.
Simple, ain't it?
Say, by the way, did you hear a shot last night?
Maybe. I don't know.
Hey, Maisie, we know you're hard-boiled. You don't have to stay in the water 30 minutes to prove it.
Oh, let me alone. I may not be decent, but I'm sure gonna be clean.
Say, if anyone is entitled to the first place in that bathroom, it should be me. Didn't I sign the register and welcome you all as secret guests? If it wasn't for nervy little Alice, you'd all be sinking your weary bones into the soft recesses of some park bench with light, fleecy coverlets made by the great American press.
Press? That reminds me, I have pressing business.
Here's one for the book. Sandwich man pounding pavements walks onto a wallet with 42 grand in it.
I'd like to find that man.
Maybe we could sandwich him in. Can you imagine? The darn fool turned it in. His head must be a jelly bean instead of what they thought it was.
Well, it sure was soft, all right. But would it be soft to land on 42 grand?
Well, I guess now we've seen the real reason this movie was made. It really is a horror show.
Yeah, but listen, after he turned it in, people made such a fuss over him that he went nutty. Thought he was the Almighty in person. So that's what being honest gets you. A nice, soft, padded cell in the bug house.
La cucaracha, la cockroacha, dum da 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 da.
It's pretty tough.
Imagine the poor guy. I'll bet nobody noticed him all his life. And then... Say, wasn't there some guy in history that spent all his life looking for an honest man?
Sure, in his day, men were men. But today, they're too scared to be anything but honest.
Yeah, but a brave guy can sure get away with plenty.
Say, you must have been reading the papers. Or maybe you've been drinking crazy water and your head's lately. Be yourself, Alice. Playing the heavy don't suit you.
Oh, it's getting me down. Always broke and never a break.
Why don't you ditch that ham and pick yourself a rich husband?
Rich husband? I've heard they come that way. Not very often.
Often enough, but not our way.
Oh, the girl has brains. We don't have to put a zipper on her skull to prove it either.
Alice, listen to this. John Maxwell, personality impersonator, gets lucky break.
Why, that's your husband, ain't it?
Pipe down, will ya? Let her read it.
By queer quirk of fate, actor falls heir to Australian estate. This paper is trying to find him. He used to be around in vaudeville days, but we haven't heard much of him lately. The lucky ham. From now on, he'll have the company of a good egg.
Will wonders ever cease?
Say, I wonder if he's still with that goofy professor. He's inherited a fortune.
You say a fortune? He never spoke to me of any rich relative.
He hardly knew of them himself. I believe it was his uncle in Australia.
I am certainly glad to hear that. I'm sure he'll be pleased.
But don't tell him. You see, I want to tell him the news first.
Oh, that's only natural. Mrs. Maxwell, your husband will be here
At 8 tonight.
All right.
And when they're depressed, they make cheap, plagiarized exploitation movies with some potboiler premise existing just as an excuse for teasing glimpses of bosoms and titillate the lowest common denominator audience and keep them coming back to a crabby, shabby, creepy, carnival's angel. Oh, I'm feeling a little lightheaded after that one. Feeling a little bit manic. Think I'll go paint the front yard. See what I mean? That scene was more padding than the girl even had in her brassiere. And so deep. You don't have to be Eugene O'Neill to see a strange interlude when you see one.
The gleam. It was in Meyer Schultz's eyes when he wanted to murder me. It was in Mrs. Buckley's eyes when she wanted to murder her husband. Alice had the gleam in her eye when she wanted to find me. She'd murder me. That's what she wants to do. I must get rid of her. But how? Mrs. Buckley. She will help. She must help.
Oh, we are lost.
You are right. Before I can get him back here, you will have to help me. Mrs. Maxwell is crazy and will be here any minute. She thinks that I murdered her husband and wants to turn me over to the police. We must keep her subdued till I can get Buckley. Down in the basement is a secret vault. We will put her down there. You quiet her by jabbing this in her arm. And in the meantime, I will go get Buckley.
It sounds all right. Except the fact she's crazy. It seems to me she has the right idea.
So you feel that way, too? Stay in there. I'll call you when needed. At last, I've really secured living for us. We can travel or anything we want.
Then you knew of the inheritance?
Sure. I've one little job to accomplish, and then we can leave together. No doubt you were surprised at this disguise?
Oh, no. I wouldn't be surprised at anything from you.
No, honey. You were here in time to help me.
I knew there was a catch in this someplace. But spill it.
In the other room, I have a crazy woman I've been treating.
Ha ha! So you've been treating.
Quiet, will you? Now, this is serious. Our lives are in danger.
What do you mean, are?
That's what I said. Now, listen to me. I want you to help me take this woman downstairs. I'll give her a shot. Then you take care of her till I get help.
Well, how about me getting the help? She's quiet now, isn't she?
Yes, but she'll break out any minute. She's not afraid of a woman. So if she happens to get wild, just shove this into her arm. Now keep it hid, and all will be well.
All right, Mrs. Buckley. We will go downstairs now.
I have a special treatment room there.
I stand corrected. I guess this is the real reason the film was made. What a ripoff.
Look in that room, Parker. You come with me, Finney.
I've got orders to search this place and take everyone in it down to headquarters for questioning. What is that?
Nothing. A couple of my patients having a little argument.
Take me down there.
It won't do any good. There are a couple of would-be murderers fighting it out.
Man, you're crazy. What kind of a place is this?
Oh, I'm crazy, am I? Well, let me tell you something. Those women have the gleam.
You know you can waste some time.
Oh, that will be all.
All right, get it going.
Quiet down.
What's behind this wall? Finney, tear this wall down.
Murderous Satan. The wretch that ate my soul fired. He still has the gleam.
Why, he's crazy.
Well, that's nice. But just what did all that have to do with this Bampot movie?
The gleam. They drove me to it, I tell you. They drove me with hunger, with misery and humiliation. I only wanted to amuse, to entertain. But here I am, spent my life in perfecting an art that no one wanted. No one appreciated. I showed them Dr. Myers. A real impersonation. Myers Schultz. My supreme impersonation.
Well, there you have it. I've got to say, this film was not much of a primer on the field of mad doctoring. Although, at least now I know all the things wrong with me. Just chock full of constructive criticism it was. I think the real moral here is to become a mad doctor and not an actor, if you're asking me. Speaking of which, the guy wearing all those beards and the fashionable glasses didn't have much of an on-screen career, but he supposedly became a makeup artist on such top-drawer movies as Gunga Din and Samson and Delilah. Not exactly the next Lon Chaney. What I wouldn't give to see The Phantom of the Opera. Or a Wolfman movie. I wouldn't even mind if it had Abbott and Costello in it. Or The Island of Lost Souls. Now there's a mad doctor for you. Well, no use crying over spilt potions, so to speak. On me little journey into madness, we've all got to expect a few bumps in the road, eh? So, you will be joining me again next time You will be suffering through another one of these horrific films again. You will do me bidding. No!